Dillian the Body Snatcher right here. It's a champ. Big up to Sporting Icon. Subscribe. Otherwise, I might pay you guys a visit.
Right, Deontay Wilder has sent out a message to Tyson Fury saying that he is going to knock Tyson Fury out like he has done with every other single opponent before him. And this is what Deontay Wilder says, and then we'll have a little chat about it afterwards. So Deontay Wilder's statement: I can't wait to fight Tyson Fury in the biggest fight in the heavyweight division and all of boxing. I have tremendous respect for Tyson Fury for agreeing to leave England and come to the US to challenge me. I'm the WBC champion, he's the lineal champion, and the winner of this fight will show the world who is the man in the heavyweight division. As much as I respect Fury, I fear no man and fully intend to knock him out like every man that I've ever faced in the ring. So that is Deontay Wilder's statement. So he's wrong on so many things here. I think the only part that he's probably right on is knocking Tyson Fury out. As much as I don't want to see that, and I want to see Tyson Fury ping him and bash him and smash him up all over the ring, I think it's probably 6 months or a couple of fights too early for Tyson Fury to do this. But hey, if anybody's going to prove me wrong, Tyson Fury can do it, and I wish to God that he would. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. So, okay, so he's having like another little jibe at Joshua because Tyson Fury is leaving the UK to go to the US. Joshua said, no, I'm the champion, you come to me. So he's having like a real dig at Anthony Joshua there. Pretty obvious, okay? Now he's saying that I'm the WBC champion and he's the lineal champion, and the winner of this fight will show the world who is the man in the heavyweight division. No, because first of all, lineal is not real. It's a fantasy title. Okay, there is no physical belt, there's no physical anything, and the linealship was broken some time ago, and it's been broken a couple of times. So this isn't true linealship. Okay, and second of all, you might be the WBC champion on paper, but look who it is that you're beating. If you compare the resumes to Anthony Joshua, who has 3 of the main 4 belts, that means Anthony Joshua is the man. He has taken on all comers, and even offered Wilder a contract that Wilder agreed on, but Wilder refused to sign. And the reason that Wilder agreed to the terms before the contract was sent was because he thought that the Povetkin fight was already done. When he realised that it hadn't actually been signed, he was like, oh crap, okay, let's stall this out. I'm not going to sign it because there's no date and venue. Well, we know that's not true because a lot of fights are signed without date and venue. The only thing you need to know is the fight next. Yes. And roughly what kind of place is it going to be? Well, Cardiff, Wales, we knew this one at the Principality Stadium. That's a dead cert. And what kind of time frame? Well, you're looking at end of October, early November. Reason being, it couldn't be in September like it was with Povetkin because they wanted to make it pay-per-view in the United States of America, but Showtime refused to put it on pay-per-view on September the 22nd because it was only 1 week after Canelo versus Triple G, the rematch. In other words, not many people want to be paying for it, as in 2 pay-per-views on the bounce. So Wilder had the opportunity. So this does not mean who's the man. Tyson Fury has been inactive all this time, took on Cifesa Ferry and Francesco Pianeta. What you don't do is go straight into a world title fight. This is not the man versus the man and the winner is truly the man. Not at all. And for him saying that this is the biggest fight out there, no, it's not. You see, Wilder, he seems to put himself up on a pedestal that he doesn't deserve to be on. He thinks he's the man. He thinks he's popular. Ever since he's got like a few cult followers, he seems to think that he's like this superstar. And he's got arrogant about it. But you're not a superstar. You're not even close. You're not even the biggest star in your own country. Errol Spence Jr. is a bigger star. Vasyl Lomachenko is a bigger star. Terence Crawford, Mikey Garcia, Keith Thurman, Adrian Broner. The list goes on. Wilder is way, way, way down the pecking order. It really is. To be the biggest fight in heavyweight boxing today, you need Anthony Joshua in the other corner. So no, this is not the winner is the man. And I don't know who you're trying to convince. In fact, you're probably trying to convince yourself because we know, Wilder, that you've gone 40 fights and the biggest name in your resume happened in your 40th fight where you got bashed up in round number 7 and you need the referee to help you out with the medical team. You lost that fight. You got knocked out It's as simple as that. Just because you didn't hit the floor doesn't mean you didn't get knocked out. You did. That fight should have been ended at that point. But those valuable few seconds, okay, fine, helped you out, and Wilder come back and finish the job off. Congratulations, that's great. But still, that's a man who failed a medical on a couple of occasions due to high blood pressure, and 1 hour before the fight, the medical team were trying to pull Luis Ortiz out of the fight because they couldn't get him past the medical. This is the guy that you beat. And now you're going to take on Tyson Fury, who's been out of the ring for 3 years. He hasn't had a proper fight in 3 years. I love Tyson Fury, but let's be real. He is not the same man as he once was. He isn't. He really, really isn't. And I said lineal doesn't mean anything. This is why Wilder's taken it. You've been a coward your entire career. You've avoided all the top names. You recently told, and I did a video on it, you recently told Dylan White, and there's proof of it. You can go to the DAZN USA YouTube page and find out, or DAZN USA on Twitter, and see the video where Deontay Wilder actually sent a message to Dylan White saying that I don't have to fight you or anybody for 2 years. This is your champion. Your champion doesn't want the biggest fights. He doesn't want the dangerous fights. Dylan White is number 1 in the WBC and Deontay Wilder doesn't want him. Have any of his fanboys even pulled him up about it? Have any of his fanboys said, you know what, that ain't right. We don't want to hear that kind of talk. Of course they haven't, because they have a different agenda. Their whole agenda is to try and convince people, along with themselves, of course, because they know that they're lying. But when you tell a lie often enough, you start to believe it yourself. And this is what these people do. They will lie and say that Deontay Wilder's doing this and Deontay Wilder's doing that, because they know that there are a lot of people out there who, I don't know, maybe incapable of thinking for themselves and just follow along with their narrative. Or just use it as an excuse to hate on the man in boxing, Anthony Joshua. Well, I say the man. Potentially Canelo is the man, potentially. But again, that's debatable, right? But certainly the man at heavyweight. And no heavyweight fighter out there, whether you like Joshua or whether you don't, whether you rate him or whether you don't, whether you think he's a paper champion or whatever it is, simple. Compare the resumes. I'm not even asking you to compare what Wilder done in his first 22 fights, because that is laughable. He had more cruiserweights and light heavyweights on his resume than he did damn well heavyweights. But I'm not even asking you to compare those first 22 fights compared to Joshua's 22 fights. Compare Wilder's 40 fights compared to what Joshua done. Does Wilder have a Povetkin on his record? No. He avoided Povetkin. Again, it's documented. This isn't fact. This isn't me just pulling something out. Okay, this is fact. He avoided Povetkin. He came to the UK, Sheffield. He had no choice but to fight Povetkin. It wasn't a voluntary. Povetkin was mandatory. And he lost a purse bid of $7 million. Yeah, somehow he's got $50 million, right? Oh, no, sorry, he didn't have $50 million because Frank Warren on BT Sport said that they will front the cash, knowing full well that Joshua can't fight on BT Sport. It's impossible, legally impossible, unless Wilder dropped his belt and become mandatory and then won a purse bid. Then Joshua can be pulled off of Sky. So, no, I mean, with Povetkin did fail the PED test, he did. But he has countersued and won because the minimum amounts that were found in his system when this PED, whatever it was, I've forgotten now, was once legal, then suddenly they decided to put it on the ban list. It was coming out of his system. Now, I agree, it shouldn't have been in his system anyway. I agree with that. But facts are, he was way, way, way below the legal limit. In other words, the fight should have went ahead. Wilder knew that. He jumped on that plane from Sheffield, United Kingdom, and went all the way back to America rather than going via Russia. Because he was frightened. When Wilder became champion on 33 fights, Shelley Finkel, this guy who looked like he just stepped off of a UFO, as that man would put it, said that Wilder, on 33 fights when he won the title, he's not ready, he's still a baby, he's still a prospect, don't push him in with the big fights. But yet Joshua, 22 fights, he's expected to, right? But Joshua has been, Wilder hasn't been. So Wilder, even by beating Tyson Fury, that doesn't raise your stock, that lowers your stock, as far as the fans are concerned. Because people know what Tyson Fury's been through. People know this is a mismatch. Unfortunately, Tyson Fury, as much as I love Tyson Fury, he is on journeyman level right now. He needs a couple of more fights, step-up fights, for fans to go, yes, this is a worthy 50-50 fight, where Tyson Fury could legitimately beat him. But Wilder knows this. Wilder's doing what he's always done. Avoided the best. He avoided Vitaly Klitschko. He avoided Vladimir Klitschko. He has avoided Dylan White on several occasions, but yet, for whatever reason, his fans lately, his new fans by the way, just want to keep on encouraging cherry picking, yet accuse others of cherry picking. When you've got Wilder, the biggest cherry picker of them all. He didn't have a reputation of being a cherry picker for no reason. People don't call him bum squad for no reason. If he was fighting the best, he would have already proved it. He's had 10 years and he's had 40 fights and he hasn't proved it. And by fighting Tyson Fury is again not proving it. Would you say Tyson Fury beats Luis Ortiz right now? No, you wouldn't, would you? In a couple of fights' time, if he is still improving, 6 months to a year, whatever, yeah, maybe. He'd probably beat Luis Ortiz and he'd beat Deontay Wilder. But right now, everyone knows, which is why people don't put any kind of stock in Lineal. No kind of stock in that WBC title. It's just a necessary tool to become undisputed. Outside of that, Wilder's irrelevant. Truly irrelevant. And he says that I fear no man. If you feared no man, you would have signed to fight Anthony Joshua. But you didn't want it, did you? And you've got your management team making all kinds of excuses. They won't even negotiate. They won't even have a meeting. And you're pricing yourself out because you think you're the big I am? No, Joshua is the man until he's beaten by somebody. He is the man. You had the opportunity on 2 occasions. You could have fought Anthony Joshua when Joseph Parker did. No. 50-50 or no fight, he said. This bum basher. Listen, Deontay Wilder is an elite bum basher. He's not an elite fighter. I mean, look at his style. It's sloppy as hell. He's swinging like a girl. Come on now. Yes, he's got power. Why does he have power? Because he hits with the wrists and the underside of the gloves. That's why. And on the back of the head. 9 out of 10 times. Go watch them. Go watch them and see exactly what he does. He should have been disqualified on many, many fights. Anyway, no, the winner of Deontay Wilder vs Tyson Fury will not be the man. If Deontay Wilder wins, you're supposed to win. This is why Tony Bellew and Shannon Briggs and many other people, you've got Antonio Tarver was calling him out for crying out loud, because people know he's vulnerable right now. That's why. But if Tyson Fury beats Deontay Wilder, he has a claim because he's done something that shouldn't really be done. And if Wilder even struggles past 2, maybe, in fact, I'll give him 3 rounds. If he has not stopped Tyson Fury, then Wilder is a fraud, an absolute fraud. Because I'm telling you right now, you put Tyson Fury in with Dylan White right now, Dylan White would steamroll him. Steamroll him. I know some people don't like hearing it, but listen, I was the one who's been defending Tyson Fury for quite some time when he's going through the whole UCAD and British Boxing Board of Control. So for those of you who want to jump on the Tyson Fury bandwagon and criticise, where were you? What were you doing when I was defending this man? Nothing. So sit back down before you start trying to act all internet tough guy. I'm telling you right now, I know boxing. How often am I wrong with a fight result? And most of the time when I am wrong, and I've only been wrong, half a dozen times. And most of those times were a lot of it was more wishful thinking rather than what I really felt. But I'm telling you right now, you put Dylan White in there with Tyson Fury, Dylan White bashes him up. Bashes him up. And unfortunately, Deontay Wilder's going to bash up Tyson Fury. And if this goes past, as I said, 3 rounds, then Deontay Wilder, you're a fraud. You're a fraud. And you're trying to con the fans, and these fans are thinking about maybe paying, what, $90 or $70, however much it is for a pay-per-view? Are you serious? 40 fights, he's never even been on a pay-per-view. Anyway, no, you will not be the man. And yes, you are in fear of plenty of fighters, most notably Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua. People know this, and I know people don't like hearing it, but people know you are afraid of these people. And you've got fans and a management team to help you out. Listen, I've given you all facts. Not one of this has been an opinion. Anyway, drop your thoughts below. Click that thumbs up and subscribe. Catch you all on the next video.